Welcome in, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Hi, James. Hi, Omar. Hi, Lemons. Hi, Pixie. Hi, Sylvia. Hi, Kim. Hi, DW. Hi, Wolf King. Hi, Ashley. Hi, Misty. I miss you. Hi, Alicia. Hi, Nipom. Thank you, Omar. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Leslie. You're tired? Hi, Sue. Hi, Erica. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Lady Rose. How you guys doing? Hi, Justin. Hi, Emmy. Love you too, Kim. Hi, Candy. Hi, James. Hi, Seb. How's everybody doing? Hey, Shells. Happy Wednesday. Hi, Jesse. Hi, KLJB. How you doing? That's awesome, Erica. You have a nice porch, so that's good. Hi, Cable. Welcome in, everybody. If you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner. And then there is a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Hi, Annette. Thank you. Hi, Slip. And feel free to start writing your story requests in the chat in all capital letters, and I will write them down so we can vote. Jessica, that's so kind. Michelle, you're the first person to notice. Thank you, Annette. Tanya, yeah, there's a yellow, well, reposting is a way to share, but when you hit the share arrow, there's a yellow circle that says repost, and hitting that is reposting. It's a little different than like sharing it to your friends in the messages, but it's done through the share button, and there's a yellow circle with two arrows that chase each other that says repost. And when you click on that, it puts the live into your friends. So when your friends are just like scrolling through videos and lives, it'll pop up. Yeah, of course, Tanya. Anytime you have questions, I know you're still new to all this, so I love to help. Thank you, Kim. Hi, Laura. I'm good. How are you? That was so cute. Thanks, Tanya. And thank you, Annette, for the level up and the baby Tiny, baby dragon. Feel free to write your story requests in all capital letters in the chat, and I will write them down so we can vote. Hi, Eli. Or is it? Yeah, hi, Eli. Hi, Justin. Hi, Janae. I'm glad you're back. And yes, there is a list, and it is available on the Discord. If Justin will post a link to it, and in the Discord, there's a separate channel specifically for the story list, and they're all there. You can also check my YT channel, but it's easier to look at the list. But you'll learn them the more you're in here, neat. So you won't have to even need a list, but it is nice to look at every once in a while. Neat, you were so fast at joining it. Hi, Janae. And Janae, thanks for all the hand hearts. Thanks for helping me with my gallery. I appreciate you so much. That is so sweet of you. Thank you, Janae. I love the new hand hearts. They're so pretty. Hi, Priscilla. Oh no, he ate your cookies, Lady Rose. No. Hi, Grim. Thank you, Janae. You're so kind and generous. You did get the state right, Leslie. Thank you, Tanya. That's so cute. Priscilla, thanks for the cozy cryptids. Hi, Jorge. How are you? Aw, Janae, I understand that your hours change. We miss you. And yeah, we have a couple new stories, but not too much. Glad you're back. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Oh, thanks, Michelle. And I'm here every night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Also, all the links are in my bio on TT. James, don't worry about it at all. I completely understand, and thank you so much. You're so kind. Oh no, Fiona, what'd you do? Did you hurt yourself? Yes, lovely, I did. Go ahead, boo-boo. Aw, Tank Girl, I'm so glad. I'm glad I can help you get some sleep. Yeah, we have several Jameses on the porch tonight. All right, you guys, I'm going to set up the first poll with your story requests, and I'll be right back. Welcome to the porch. Oh, Holly, that's so cool, really. I love that. Thank you. That makes me so happy. Aw, Liv, I appreciate you. I know it's late in the UK. Okay, you guys. The first pull is ready. And don't worry, Holly, I'm going to put the lighthouse on the next pull because it was already requested too. All right, you guys, we have the Mothman, Whistler's Hollow, the Black Dog of Hanging Hills, Footprints on the Lake, and the Magnolia House. Hi, Jackson. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Amy. All right, you guys, you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box. You can vote up to 50 times, and we have the Mothman, aka Zaddy. We have Whistler's Hollow. We have the Black Dog of Hanging Hills. We have the Footprints on the Lake. And we have the Magnolia House. Who's it gonna be? Nate, there's a blue box in the top left-hand corner, and you can vote up there. Hi, Margaret. Misty, if you don't know them already, you will eventually. Welcome to the porch. If you're new here, you won't know them yet, but you'll learn them. Welcome in. My name's Devin. Hi, Terry. My name's Devin, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all these stories myself. Hi, lovely. And if you'd like to listen to them when I'm not live, they are available on my YT channel. And as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Thank you, Hoosier girl. My parents are Hoosiers. All right, guys, the winner is the Black Dog of Hanging Hills, Connecticut. And that was really close. The Mothman almost won. The Mothman almost won. Has anybody in the chat been to Connecticut or is from the area? You're in Massachusetts? Oh, James, you got to vote. That's great. Hi, Lorna. Hi, Margaret. You've been? Cool. Oh, yeah, Bisbee. We can. Let me write that down. Okay. All right, you guys. I'll be right back with the Black Dog. Grab a beanbag chair. Grab a hammock. Sit back and relax. And welcome to the porch. And if you guys could do me a big favor. That's so funny, lovely. Oh my God. That's hilarious. If you guys could... You do know about the lore of the Black Dog. Yeah, it's pretty famous. If you guys could do me a big favor and hit that share arrow in the right-hand corner. And then there's a yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. It's the little yellow circle that says repost. And you can also share it with your friends, share it to your stories, anywhere you want. But the repost button helps immensely, helps us get new porch pals. Also writing keywords in the chat throughout the night, so helpful. And neat, yes, these are all actually based off of true folklore and reported encounters. I just write them from my perspective, but they are based off reported encounters. So if you believe people that have reported this stuff, then yes, they're true. But if you don't believe in this stuff, then I guess, you know what I mean? It's kind of like paranormal and supernatural is kind of subjective. So like if you believe it's true, I do. But yes, they are from reported accounts. Of course, I just write them in my perspective because I feel like it's more immersive than being like, John went hiking in the day of, you know what I'm saying? I think it's, I don't know, more interesting and fun and immersive to think that my crazy ass is doing all this. And, you know what I mean? So... And yes, Starscream, some of them are my personal experiences. I don't really clarify which ones are and which ones aren't to leave a little bit of the mystery. But yes, I would say probably a quarter of the ones, now that I have over 100 of them, but a quarter of them are probably actually based on my experiences. I also write my personal like little details into the stories, like the mad scientist. I've shared with you guys before that the box with all the IDs and cell phones under the bed actually happened to me once. So I add in details of things that have happened to me. So I'll be right back with the Black Dog. Sparkle Tree. Gonna pet that dog. Gonna pet that dog. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Black Dog of Hanging Hills. Thank you, Sin Pretty. Thank you, Omar. Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry, you guys. I literally just dropped my mic. Shirley fell off her stand. Sorry, guys. She wasn't fastened in correctly. We're having some technical difficulties over here tonight. My mouse batteries also just went out. So I just had to change my batteries. So sorry it's taking so long. I had some technical issues. I know, poor Shirley, man. I know. Kim, Law, not Shelley. Yeah. She's okay. Shirley's okay. And yes, y'all, we named my mic Shirley because she's a Shure mic, and Kim came up with it, and I think it's so cute. Shirley. All right, quick swig and I'll be right back. Sorry about the loud bang. Jackson said, "Can we get a medic?" Omar, is the answer a cold? The flu? Hi, Lisa. Holly. 5 cc's of saline. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Black Dog of Hanging Hills. I had heard of Hanging Hills, Connecticut, long before I ever set foot among their strange basalt cliffs. There is a starkness to the way the ridges rise from the landscape. Jagged black stone carved by ancient lava flows and glaciers, layered like broken teeth jutting skyward. Travelers once wrote of the place in almost reverent tones, describing it as both beautiful and oppressive. It was in those same ridges that people whispered about something darker. A black dog that appeared without warning, silent and watchful, pacing travelers along cliff edges and forest trails. I had read enough to know that this was no ordinary ghost story. The people of Meriden had a saying, one that carried for more than a century. To see the black dog once was good luck. To see it twice meant misfortune. But to see it a third time meant death. It was not said with a wink or a storyteller's flourish. It was spoken like a warning, heavy with belief. Some accounts called it an omen, others a spectral beast. In 1891, a respected geologist named W.H.C. Pynchon even wrote of his own encounter in the Connecticut Quarterly. He described walking those very ridges and being joined by the black dog, a creature with coal-black fur, no sound of footsteps, and eyes that reflected no light. He admitted that he felt no fear, at least not then. But Pynchon would later return to those cliffs, and not come back alive. His colleagues wrote that he fell to his death from West Peak, and many locals muttered that the black dog had been with him for the final time. Now, I'm not a superstitious person, but the idea of a spectral creature tied to fate did have me intrigued. So one winter, when the skies were gray and the ground still hard with ice, I drove to Meriden to see the cliffs for myself. The day began uneventfully. I parked near Hubbard Park, where a frozen pond reflected the ridges like a broken mirror. I followed the trails that cut steeply upward past bare trees rattling in the wind. The basalt underfoot was slick with patches of snow, and I could hear my own breath echoing in the stillness. The higher I climbed, the more the world below seemed to fall away, leaving me alone with stone, ice, and sky. It was on the narrowest part of the ridge that I first noticed it. A shape in my periphery. When I turned, I saw a dog, small and coal black, standing just ahead of me on the trail. Kim, did you catch that? Its fur was so dark, it seemed to swallow the pale light of the overcast sky. The strangest part was the silence. No crunch of paws on the snow, no sound of breathing. The dog did not approach, nor did it retreat. It simply trotted a few paces ahead and then stopped to look back at me. Its eyes did not glint or shine, but they fixed on me with a stare that almost felt human in its intensity. I should have felt fear, but instead, I felt a strange calm, as though the presence of the animal was expected. I followed it up the trail. Whenever I slowed, it slowed. When I pressed on, it matched my pace. It led me higher to where the cliff opened into a rocky overlook above the valley. And that was where the storm struck. It came suddenly, rolling over the ridge like a living wall. The wind rose with a shriek, lashing through the skeletal trees. Snow fell in a blinding curtain, erasing the trail. The valley, even the horizon, disappeared. I wrapped my coat tight, and I pulled my scarf over my mouth, but the cold was merciless, cutting into me like blades. But the black dog remained. It stood at the cliff's edge, tail lifted, body rigid against the gale. It didn't flinch when the wind howled, nor when the thunder cracked like a cannon overhead. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, Rox. It merely turned its head, as if signaling for me to follow. With the storm closing in, I had little choice, so I pressed forward, boots slipping on ice, until I reached the dog's side. From there, I saw a narrow path that I hadn't noticed before, dropping sharply down into the rocks. The animal bounded ahead, silent as ever, while I stumbled after it, half blinded by snow. The path twisted downward until we reached the mouth of the cave. I had not read of any cave in Hanging Hills, but there it was, a jagged opening in the basalt, dark as a wound in the earth. Thank you, Betterman. Thank you, rocks. The dog slipped inside without hesitation. I hesitated only a moment before ducking in. Inside, the storm faded to a muffled roar. It was shelter. The air smelled of damp stone, and I pulled out my inadequate flashlight and swept its beam across the walls. Basalt glittered with veins of quartz wet with condensation. And then I saw them. Scratches, hundreds of them gouged deep into the stone. Some were claw marks, long and curved, higher than any dog could reach. The light trembled in my hand as I turned in a slow circle. The black dog stood a few feet away watching me. The cave felt alive, its shadows thickening, pressing closer. And a sound rose then, not from the dog, but from deeper in the cave. A low, resonant growl, so deep it vibrated in my chest. It was followed by another and another. The dog moved at last. It stepped closer to me and it sat at my feet, its black fur brushing against my boots. I felt no weight and no warmth. It was as if the creature were made of shadow. The growls swelled into something like laughter, harsh, broken, and didn't sound human. My inadequate flashlight flickered, and in that moment I saw shapes moving along the walls. Huge and twisted, crawling on limbs. I wanted to run, but the dog wouldn't move. It sat there like a sentinel, unyielding, while the shapes pressed closer. One reached a claw toward me, and the air itself seemed to tear where it passed. The storm outside gave a sudden ear-splitting crack of thunder, and the cave shook, and snow blasted into the entrance, scattering ice crystals like glass. The dog rose then, barking soundlessly, and leapt into the whiteout. I ran after it. The cold hit me like a hammer, but I didn't stop. I stumbled down the slope, blinded by snow, guided only by the flicker of black fur ahead. Thank you, Heidi. Thank you, Kimmy. Hi, Kimmy. The storm howled in my ears, drowning every other sound, until at last I burst from the ridge into the shelter of the lower woods. And just like that, the dog was gone. I searched, calling into the storm, but nothing. The snow fell softer here, muffling the world into silence, and my inadequate flashlight revealed only trees, rocks, and the faint trace of my own footprints. I made it back to my car long after night had fallen, Shaking from cold, I could barely fit the key in the ignition. I never told anyone what happened. I only said the storm had caught me unprepared. And people nodded knowingly because storms in the Hanging Hills are unpredictable. But when I read again about Paishan and the others who died on those cliffs, I wondered. I have now seen the black dog once. I can't say if it was an omen of good luck or something darker. But all I know is this. If it appears to me again, I will not follow it a second time. And that's the tale of the Black Dog of Hanging Hills. And also just a reminder, if you're ever wondering the name of the story, I do tell the name of the story at the beginning and at the end of every single story. So just a reminder, you don't have to ask in the middle of it. You can just wait a few minutes and I will always tell you guys the story at the end as well. Just a reminder. Oh no, Glenda, you don't have to be sorry. I was just saying you don't have to worry about not being able to know, because I know you guys like to remember the names of the stories, but you don't have to worry and ask because I'll tell you at the end anyway. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be like, oh no, I came, if you come in late, I tell it at the beginning and the end just for that reason, so that if you come in late, you don't have to worry about not even knowing what story you're listening to, Of course, Glenda, I love you. By the way, I saw the cute sticker you made. You're so cute. Thank you, Skrilla, for the cozy cryptids. Thank you so much, Pax. I appreciate it. Hi, Robin. Hi, Halls. All right, be right back. I'm glad you're back, Brandy. Aw, thanks, Shadow. You're so sweet. Yeah. Hi, Metro Boomin. And thank you, Lovely. It's just this, it's a different one. It's not new. It's the same. It's the green one that we used to use before I switched to the other one. I just thought I'd switch it up a little bit. I'd switch it up to green. And thank you, Lovely. I appreciate it. Hello, Amanda. Welcome back. All right, you guys. Welcome in. If you're new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories. Oh my gosh, congrats, Brandy. Congrats. Aw, love on the porch. Jade, don't you dare. I'm here every night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm here to tell spooky bedtime stories to help you regulate your nervous system and fall asleep. I do write and record all these stories myself, so if you ever want to listen to them when I'm not live, feel free to check them out on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. I also have all the links in my bio on my TT profile. Also, thank you to everybody who is tapping the screen. That does help more than you realize. Also, I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And if you guys could do me a big favor while I'm doing that, If you guys could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, there's a yellow circle, bright yellow circle, with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. That's good, Tanya. Oh, you're so cute. That's okay, Tanya. I've been there too. I used to mod for my friend who did a live after my live. So I was like up modding till like 3:30, and I'd be tapping and I'd be like falling asleep. So I totally get it, and I'm glad. That's the whole point, is I hope I can help you guys sleep. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. And we have the Deer Woman of Oklahoma, the Fresno Nightcrawlers. Hi, Venus. I love you. Okay, see you tomorrow. The Fresno Nightcrawlers. And I'm so sorry again for your loss. I love ya. The Fresno Nightcrawlers, the Bell Witch and Justice for Empusa, the Chupacabra, and the Librarian. You can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner if you are on TT, if you're on TikTok. And you can vote up to 50 times. Thank you, Mysterious Beauty. Welcome in. Welcome to the porch. And you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Who's it going to be? We have the Deer Woman of Oklahoma. We have the Fresno Nightcrawlers. We have the Bell Witch and Justice for Empusa. We have the Chupacabra. And we have the Librarian. Glinda, you're so cute. Hi, Jessica. Which one's new to you, Janae? Oh my goodness, you've been gone a while. Jojo, thank you. Look at him making friends with a chameleon. That one is so cute. Janae, I would say, I don't know. I guess it just depends. Probably Dear Woman. All right, you guys. If it went away, you may have just caught it right when it was ending, Christine. I'm not sure though, that's weird. Aw, Sister Pearl, that's so sweet. Thank you. Oh, you got it? Okay, good. All right. And the winner, this is a surprise to me. The winner is the librarian. Are you, Cece? Cool. All right, you guys, I will be right back with the tale of the librarian who wasn't there. And if you guys could do me a big favor while I'm getting that story ready. Oh my gosh, Janae, that's so pretty. Thanks. That one always reminds me of Michelle because I feel like Michelle gives me that one and I love it. Thank you so much, Janae. All right, you guys, while I'm setting up the next story, if you guys could just hit that share arrow and the yellow repost button and share it to your story, share it with your friends. It helps so much, and I'll be right. And thank you for tapping. I know, we know which one she voted for. Oh, lovely, you're so funny. All right, guys, I'll be right back. And thanks for tapping. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that so much. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Palace Society. This is the tale of the librarian who wasn't there. It was supposed to be temporary. Just a little side job while I figured things out. I had moved to Concord, Massachusetts after my lease ran out, and I'd finally accepted that my job in the city just wasn't working out. I needed space, a chance to hit reset. And I figured a part-time position at the town library would be the perfect way to keep busy while I regrouped. The town had been frequented by the likes of Thoreau and Emerson, so I was honored to land a job at such a historical library. The library itself was older than most buildings downtown. One of those carved stone places with ivy on the walls and stained glass. It had that scent that every library seems to carry. Paper, mildew, and something like dried leaves. Thank you, Grandma D. But there was something else in this one. Something I couldn't name. From the start, the locals avoided talking about it. When I told the guy at the bakery that I was working at the library, he paused and said something about watching the clock. Another woman told me not to work late, especially on the second floor. I assumed it was all small town superstition. Every place has its ghost stories. But I did notice one thing right away. The library didn't have any computers, no card scanners, no barcodes, no digital catalog. Instead, everything was logged in a massive leather-bound ledger. The kind that looked like it belonged in a medieval monastery. Thank you, Frenchies. Thank you, Holly. Patrons wrote their names, the titles they were checking out, and the date all by hand. I started working the afternoon shift with another part-timer named Marie. She was older with silver hair pinned tightly at the nape of her neck, and a voice so quiet it was hard to tell when she was talking to you or just to herself. But she always left by 5. One evening, I stayed late. I had lost track of time shelving old newspapers in the history section on the second floor. The lighting up there was terrible. yellowish and flickering, and the windows were so grimy they barely let in daylight. By the time I realized how late it had gotten, the sun was already gone. I figured I'd just close up myself easy enough. Except when I came back down, the front door was locked from the inside, and I hadn't done it. The key was still in the drawer beneath the front desk, but the door wouldn't budge. Not even when I turned the knob and pushed with my shoulder. I felt like something was holding it shut from the outside. I tried the side door, same result. The air had gone cold, unnaturally so, and that's when I noticed for the first time that the library had no central heating, no visible vents, just old wall radiators that never actually warmed up. And that's when I heard the cough. It echoed from upstairs, dry and raspy. I called out, thinking maybe someone else had gotten stuck inside too. But no one answered. The lights on the second floor flickered and then they went out. I waited a moment listening. There was nothing. No footsteps. No whisper of clothing. No shuffle of movement, just silence. Still, I made my way back up the creaking stairs. My phone had barely one bar of signal, and my inadequate flashlight was too weak to cut through the shadows. I figured I'd just do a quick sweep, make sure no one was up there, and then try the phone line downstairs. The upstairs reading room was colder than the rest of the building. My breath fogged in the air. The bookshelves loomed taller, more like barricades than furniture. And that's when I saw her, sitting in one of the armchairs by the window. A woman. Long skirt, dark shawl, gray hair tied back, eyes hidden in the shadows. At first, I thought it was Marie. But this woman wasn't moving. She was just watching. I asked if she needed help. Still nothing, not even a blink. I took a cautious step forward, and that's when I saw it. Her reflection in the window behind her didn't match. The woman sitting in the chair wasn't moving, but her reflection was. And it was standing closer, leaning forward, just slightly, as if it was peering at me through the glass. I stepped back and I tripped. By the time I scrambled up from the floor, the chair was empty. I bolted down the stairs, heart racing. I tried the phone at the desk, but it was dead. No dial tone, just static. Thank you, Frenchie. And that's when the lights went out completely. pitch black. Except there was one still on. A soft greenish glow coming from the archive room in the back. I don't know what made me walk toward it. Maybe some twisted sense of curiosity, or maybe I already knew I wasn't leaving until I saw whatever it wanted me to see. The light was coming from the catalog ledger, and it was open. But I hadn't left it that way. I stepped closer. The pages were turning on their own, slowly, one after another, until it landed on a page near the very back. The ink was fresh, still glistening. A single name written in looping cursive. My name. I stared at it for a full minute. The date next to it, not today's, tomorrow's. And beneath that, in smaller handwriting, the word returned. I slammed the book shut. When I looked up, the lights were back on, and everything seemed normal. Except the front door. It was now standing wide open. No wind, no sound. Just the quiet, empty street outside. I grabbed my bag and I left without even locking up. The next day, I quit. No explanation. No 2-week notice. I just packed my things and I left Concord. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. About the name in the book, about the reflection, and most of all, about what returned might actually mean. Months later, I looked up the library online. There was nothing. No photos, no recent activity, no staff listing. It was like the place had never existed. So I checked Reddit, and there it was. A thread about a haunted library in a small town that no one could quite locate. People claiming to have visited once only to find that it had vanished the next time they tried. A few even shared drawings of the librarian they remembered seeing there. Gray hair, black shawl, no face. One of the posts chilled me more than the others. Someone said that they had tried to take a book home, but the ledger wouldn't let them leave. And their name showed up under a heading called Unreturned. They said that the librarian has watched them sleep that night and every night since. I never wrote on that thread. I never replied. I didn't want to engage. But sometimes, late at night, I still hear that dry cough echoing down my hallway. And that's the tale of the librarian that wasn't there. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, thanks, Grandma D. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Wednesdays, I'm even here during the daytime. And every night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Thanks, Matt. Oh my gosh, thank you, Glenda, for all the hand hearts. Those are so pretty. Thank you for helping me with my goal. And thank you to everybody for tapping. The taps really do help a lot. That's okay, Mace. Glad you're here. Thank you, Holly, so much. Thank you. Thanks, Frenchie. And welcome in. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax, and welcome to the porch. And as I always say, there is always room for one more on the porch. So I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And oh my God, thank you for the paw scratch, Frenchie. I love that one. I'm going to set up the next poll, and if you guys could do me a big favor and invite one more, and if you guys could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, and there's a bright yellow circle that says repost, and that puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch. You can also undo it and redo it every once in a while. It does help reset the algorithm, and it helps us out quite a bit. So feel free to do it throughout the night. It really helps a lot. Thank you. And welcome to the porch. Be right back with the next poll. Thank you, Holly. Thank you, Maureen. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. And we have the Bell Witch and Justice for Empusa. We have the Chupacabra, which is the new story of the week. We have the Deer Woman of Oklahoma. We have the Mothman. And we have the Lake Worth Monster. You can vote in the top left-hand corner if you are on TT. There is a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. Who's it gonna be? The Bell Witch and Justice for Empusa, the Chupacabra, the Deer Woman of Oklahoma, the Mothman, or the Lake Worth Monster? Hi, Nick. I'm real. Welcome to the porch. I know, Jade, it's so weird too because Mothman almost won the first poll. And this time he got 2 votes. He's like, what the hell? And the winner is the Chupacabra. Hi, Lindy. Welcome in. Thank you, Jennifer. He did have a tough lineup. You're right, Holly. Thank you, Jennifer. Hello, Professor Who. All right, you guys. I will be right back with the tale of the Chupacabra. Good night, James. Sweet dreams. See you tomorrow. Thanks for coming. Thank you, Jess, for the cozy cryptids. Hi, April. All right, I'll be right back with the Chupacabra. Thanks, Jade. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society, this is the tale of the Chupacabra. Most people think they know what a chupacabra is. Good night, Lorna. If you ask someone in the United States, they'll usually describe a hairless, dog-like creature with gray skin and glowing eyes. Sometimes they'll show you photographs of mangy coyotes the newspapers labeled chupacabras 20 years ago. Thank you, Eric. But that isn't the creature that terrified Puerto Rico. That isn't the creature that launched one of the most explosive cryptid panics in modern history. And that isn't the creature that I went looking for. I became fascinated by the chupacabra because of how the story just suddenly appeared. Legends usually evolve slowly. Bigfoot stories can be traced back through generations of indigenous traditions. Lake monsters often have centuries of reported sightings. The chupacabra seemed different. It exploded into the public awareness almost overnight. Thank you, Glenda. Thank you, Sharon. In 1995, livestock across Puerto Rico began turning up dead under bizarre circumstances. Thank you, Shannon. Goats, chickens, rabbits, and other animals were found completely drained of blood. Witnesses described puncture wounds in the neck and chest, and that there was surprisingly little blood at the scene. Then came the sightings. The original witnesses weren't describing a canine. They described something far stranger. A creature, standing roughly 4 to 5 feet tall. Dark gray skin, large red eyes, spines running down its back, long arms ending in clawed fingers. A body that moved in short bursts, sometimes upright and sometimes hunched. People across Puerto Rico reported seeing the same thing. And the epicenter of the panic was Canavanas. Hundreds of reports poured in. The mayor at the time became so convinced something was stalking the countryside that organized searches were conducted. Whether those reports represented hysteria, misidentification, or something genuine remains heavily debated. But one thing is undeniable. The people reporting these encounters were terrified. The folklore itself became tangled with older traditions. Puerto Rico's cultural history is a blend of indigenous Taino heritage, Spanish influence, and African traditions carried by enslaved people, but long before the chupacabra name existed. Stories already circulated about a predatory night creature lurking at the edges of settlements. Shape-shifting entities, forest spirits, blood-drinking monsters, guardians of places humans weren't meant to enter. The chupacabra may have been new, but the fear it awakened was ancient. And that was why I booked a flight. I wanted to understand how a legend could emerge so quickly and yet feels so old. I traveled to Canavanas and I arrived during the wet season. The countryside was astonishingly beautiful. Rolling green hills, dense tropical forests, banana groves, mist-covered ridges. Everything felt alive. The humidity wrapped around me the moment I stepped outside the airport. By the time I reached Canavanas, my clothes already felt damp. I spent the first several days doing what I always do when researching folklore. I talked to people. Farmers, local historians, park workers, longtime residents. Not everyone believed in the chupacabra. Even the skeptics treated the legend with a strange degree of respect. People laughed about it, but then lowered their voices. People dismissed it, then admitted they avoided certain areas after dark. People claimed it was nonsense, then told me about livestock deaths they couldn't explain. The reports shared remarkable similarities. One elderly farmer described a region locals rarely entered after dark. And not because of the chupacabra specifically, but because strange things had happened there long before the chupacabra became famous. And that caught my attention. In folklore, ancient legends often survive by attaching themselves to newer ones. And over time, people's interpretations of their experiences take different forms and languages change. So I wondered if the chupacabra was merely the latest name for something much older. A week into my trip, I decided to explore one of those remote regions myself. The area sat several miles outside of town, a patchwork of overgrown fields, limestone outcroppings, and dense tropical forest. The terrain was rough, steep, wild. Exactly the sort of place where people would convince themselves they saw monsters. I parked near an abandoned farm and I started hiking. The property had clearly been deserted for years. Vines consumed fences. Trees erupted through old foundations. Everything felt suspended between civilization and wilderness. Thank you, Glinda. I spent most of the afternoon documenting the area, photographing old structures, taking notes, comparing locations against historical reports. And nothing unusual happened. Not initially. The first thing I noticed was the silence. The rainforest had been loud all day. Birds, insects, tree frogs. And then, suddenly, nothing. The air itself seemed to be listening. My instincts began whispering. Not panic, just awareness. The same sensation hikers often describe before realizing they've wandered into a predator's territory. I looked around carefully. Nothing. Just jungle. Dense green walls stretching in every direction. I continued forward and the silence followed. And then I found the goats. 3 of them dead. Lying near the remains of a collapsed fence. At first glance, they appeared untouched. No obvious signs of a predator. No missing flesh, no scattered remains. But something about it seemed wrong. The bodies looked too clean. I approached cautiously, and there were wounds. Small punctures near the chest. Not dramatic, subtle, almost surgical. I took photographs. The ground was hard and rocky in the area, so I didn't see any tracks from any animals. Whatever had killed them hadn't left any obvious evidence. I reminded myself that there were rational explanations like disease, parasites. But then I heard movement. A brief rustling behind me. I turned immediately, and there was nothing. The feeling of being watched intensified. Every instinct in my body recognized it. Something was observing me. I slowly scanned the tree line, and I saw it. At first glance, I thought it was a person crouching among the vegetation, which was honestly more horrifying. But then it moved. The creature unfolded from behind a cluster of palms. Its movement reminded me of both a primate and a large predator. It stood approximately 4 feet tall, maybe slightly taller. Its skin appeared dark gray, not fur, skin, tight against a lean frame. Its head was large, and its eyes reflected ambient light. And along its spine, rows of raised structures protruded from its back. Not exaggerated spikes like horror movies, more like ridges. Organic, natural. The creature wasn't charging me or puffing up to appear threatening. It was just watching me, studying. The intelligence in its gaze was what startled me the most. Predators usually look through you, just like your food. But the chupacabra looked at me like there was curiosity there. Assessment, calculation, intelligence. I froze. Every survival instinct told me not to run. The creature tilted its head. And then another movement to the side caught my eye. A second figure, smaller, partially concealed. Oh my God, there were 2 of them. The smaller one remained hidden among vegetation, and once it saw that I had noticed the smaller one, the larger one stepped forward. Only a few feet, but enough. Enough for me to see details. The limbs were long, fingers ended in dark claws. Its chest expanded slowly with controlled breaths, like it was trying to catch its breath. Its skin bore scars, old scars crossing its body in pale lines. And for several seconds, neither of us moved. And then something happened that I still struggle to explain. The larger creature looked toward the dead goats, and then back at me, and then over toward the forest where the smaller one was hiding. A sequence, deliberate, an attempt to communicate with me, as though it understood exactly what I was documenting, and it wanted me to know why. I crouched down and kneeled on one knee, as an attempt to show that I meant no harm, that it wasn't a threat. And then I watched the creature let out a long, deep breath, a sigh of relief that made my heart break a little. The moment stretched out for what felt like an hour, and we just stared at each other in awe. And then the smaller creature made a brief clicking sound, and the larger one reacted instantly, and it leapt back into the trees. And just like that, they both vanished. Their movement was so fast and efficient that the jungle just swallowed them almost immediately. And within seconds, they were gone. I stood there for several minutes, trying to process what had just happened to me. Eventually, I started the hike back toward my vehicle. The walk felt much longer than the hike in. By the time I reached the road, daylight was fading rapidly. I drove back to town, my head spinning, with more questions than answers. Over the following days, I tried to go over what happened. What did I encounter? I honestly don't know. Maybe an unknown animal. Maybe something folklore eventually wrapped itself around. Or maybe the legend exists because people occasionally stumble across something that doesn't fit neatly into our categories. But what I do know is this. The forests around Canavenas are older than the Chupacabra legend. The fear attached to those places is older too. Long before newspapers printed the word Chupacabra, people were reporting strange encounters in those hills. Something inspired those stories, and something continues to inspire them now. So if you decide to explore those forests yourself, remember that not everything unknown is a threat, and not every mystery wants to be solved. I went looking for a legend, and what I found was a reminder that there are still corners of the world where creatures continue to evade their biggest threat, which is human entitlement and destruction. And they just want to be left alone in peace. I don't know whether the Chupacabra is supernatural or merely an animal that science hasn't cataloged yet. But I can say this. I encountered something in that jungle that was just as scared of me as I was of it. And that's when I realized the terrifying creatures that cryptids have warned their young about for centuries are humans. And that's the tale of the Chupacabra. Just a chupa mama teaching her baby how to hunt. She's like, whoops. Sorry about those goats. Please don't hurt me. Thank you guys. Welcome in everybody. My name is Devin and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. And if you guys could do me a big favor, if you could repost, like unpost and repost from the share arrow, that little yellow circle, if you could undo it and redo it, that helps reset our algorithm. Hi, Michaela. That helps reset our algorithm and it helps us grow this porch so much. It's really helpful. And thank you to everybody tapping. Hi, Rachel. I hope you feel better soon, Spooky Cabin. Sorry to hear that. Hi, Sherry. Thank you, Rochelle. Me too. It's definitely one of my new favorites. I have no idea what provoked me to write a baby into it and like have her be a mom, but I was like, yeah, let's take one that people think is really scary and maybe make her not so scary. Yes, Joanne, there's a little yellow circle. You're correct. Exactly. A little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that helps us put the live into your friends' FYPs and our beautiful porch grows. I'll be right back with, oh, it's your favorite now? I love that. Oh, there's a super fan box alert. Right, Matt? The little guy does make it better. I agree. Because I noticed that, like, there's a couple of the scarier cryptid ones that I made that you guys aren't voting for. You guys, I don't think, like it when the cryptids are too scary. So I was like, nah, I'll go back to making them cute. Who sent the box? I'm looking. Sherry. Sherry. Thank you, Sherry, for your you're so generous all the time. Well, the Ozarks Howler one actually gets voted out, but I'm like the Puckwudgies, literally that story I don't think has ever won. And that's because I made the Puckwudgies mean. Andrew, how's the situation with the freezers going? Are you okay? I know, Michelle, it is tough. All right, I'll be right back with the next poll, guys. Yes, Archangelo, I love them all too, but I definitely have favorites. Okay, hi Antonio, how are you? Congratulations, James. James got the super fan box. Congrats. It's like a birthday present for James. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. We have the door in the water. Thank you, Frenchie. We have the door in the water. We have the boo hag. We have the phantom ride. We have the Cahokia Mounds. And we have the stillness in the cedars. Which is the hide behind. You can vote in the blue box in the top left-hand corner. We have the door in the water, which is the Selkies. We have the Boo Hag, which features Yaya. We have the Phantom Ride, which is an Are You Afraid of the Dark reworking. We have the Cahokia Mounds. And we have the Stillness in the Cedars, which is the Hide Behind, featuring Jade. Who's it gonna be? And Cahokia Mounds is the winner. Thank you, Sister Pearl, for the cute good night. All right, you guys, I will be right back with Cahokia Mounds. And if you are new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. That's right, Michaela, I put it up there for you. And if you are new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. Thank you, Sherry. That's so cute. And I am here hi, Kristen. And I am here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. And I do write and record all of these stories myself. Oh my God, I love this trash panda. Stop it right now, Frenchie. Why is he so cute? Oh my God, with his pizza. Thanks, Glinda. I do write and record all these stories myself, and I am here every night, and you can listen to them when I'm not live on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Oh, Sherry, thank you. That's so sweet. Aw, Spooky, I hope you feel better soon. Alright guys, I'll be right back with the tale of Cahokia Mountains, and feel free to hit that share arrow and the repost button, which is the yellow circle. It helps us grow this porch. And thank you guys for all the taps. I'll be right back. Welcome to the porch. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax. Check out the shooting stars. Welcome to the porch. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Tam Bam. Thanks, Sherry. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Frenchies, for the little wing. It's so cute. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of my night at Cahokia. This story is about Illinois and an ancient city that was once rivaled London in size. About grassy hills that aren't really hills at all. And about something I saw one night that I still can't explain. It started last summer. I had been dealing with some life stuff. You know, just sort of restlessness that settles into your bones. And I needed to go somewhere with history. Something bigger than me. Something ancient. And that's when I decided to return to Cahokia. I had minored in archaeology in college, and I was lucky enough to spend my field school experience at Cahokia. That's right, I spent one of the best summers of my life in a tiny town in southern Illinois, right along the mighty Mississippi. Cahokia is massive, and for some reason we're not taught about it in school. Every American should know about this magnificent site, but unless you're into ancient archaeology or from the area, it's doubtful you've ever even heard of it. Thank you, Sherry. It's an archaeological site just outside of St. Louis, and once, over 1,000 years ago, it was the largest city in what we now call North America. It was bigger than Paris at the time. A sprawling metropolis had tens of thousands of residents, huge wooden temples, markets, fortifications, and mounds. Some for burials, some for ceremonies, and some we still don't even know. And something took a hold of me when I spent the summer there. And ever since, I have been low-key obsessed with Cahokia. I booked a room in nearby Collinsville and planned a solo weekend trip to visit the site and take in its magical energy. I figured I'd soak in some prehistoric vibes, maybe do a little writing. But what I got was something entirely different. When I got to Collinsville, it was gray and overcast. And I don't know if you've ever been to that part of the United States, but they call it the American Bottom for a reason. It is an abnormally humid part of the Midwest. So I was sweating and I wanted to change and freshen up. My motel was nothing special, your basic super cheap roadside place, but it had a view of Monk's Mound in the distance. That's the biggest mound at Cahokia. It's over 100 feet tall and was built entirely by hand, one basket of dirt at a time. Imagine moving an entire mountain using woven baskets. That's what they did, and they did it for a reason. I spent the day at the Interpretive Center, which is, by the way, is incredibly well done. It explains the whole rise and fall of this ancient Mississippian city, how they had complex social hierarchies and how they tracked the stars with their own wooden version of Stonehenge called Woodhenge. The original wooden posts obviously aren't there anymore, but they have a reproduction of it where the Woodhenge once stood, and it's awesome. The people of Cahokia built ceremonial plazas larger than football fields. And then around 1350, they just disappeared. No one knows exactly why. Some say climate change, some say internal strife. Some whisper about disease. But there's a theory that I've heard more than once that whatever was buried there didn't leave when the people did. The next day, I woke up before dawn, filled my thermos with coffee, and I drove back to the site. I really wanted to climb Monk's Mound while the sun came up. It's a long stairway, over 150 steps. And by the time I reached the top, I was out of breath and sweating under my hoodie. But the view, always worth every step. From the summit, I could see the vast layout of the ancient city, And that's when I noticed something odd. There was a figure down below near the edge of the forest bordering the site. It didn't move at all, it just stood there at the tree line watching. I blinked and rubbed my eyes and I looked again, and it was gone. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Mary. I tried to laugh it off. Thank you, Lady Far. Maybe it was just a trick of the light. Maybe it was my imagination. But something about its shape stuck with me. That night, sleep was out of the question. I tossed and turned, replaying that moment over and over again for some reason. I couldn't explain it. I didn't even see eyes. But still I felt watched, and that feeling didn't go away when I left the mound. If anything, it followed me. And by midnight I gave up trying to sleep at all. I put on my boots, grabbed my headlamp, my inadequate flashlight, and I got in the car. My brain was buzzing. Now I want to be very clear. I didn't plan on doing anything illegal. I wasn't trying to trespass. I just thought I'd drive by the site again, park outside the gate, maybe take a few pictures from the road. And as I pulled up near the main entrance, I was struck by how still everything was. Not just quiet, but like dead silent. So silent that the sound of my tires crunching on the gravel felt too loud. I parked the car, stepped out, and immediately got that creeping sensation again. Like I was being watched. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. And then something moved at the edge of the mounds. It was tall and lanky, almost skeletal. And it moved like a marionette being tugged by an uncertain puppeteer, and I froze. My inadequate flashlight was still in my coat pocket, but I didn't dare reach for it. Instead, I crouched down low and hid behind a tree, and I waited. I watched the thing, whatever it was, as it walked slowly across the open plaza, heading toward the smaller mounds. Its limbs were too long, and it moved like it wasn't used to walking at all. And then it vanished behind one of the smaller burial mounds. And the moment it disappeared, all the sound came back. Crickets, wind, distant frogs. I walked the perimeter fence and I found a break in the far side, not locked, just a chain gate left slightly ajar. And I slept in. Once I was inside the site, the air felt different, heavier. It felt like I was stepping into a place that hadn't been disturbed for centuries, even though I knew school groups walked these paths every week. My inadequate flashlight cast a weak beam, barely strong enough to reach the next mound. There were mounds in every direction, rows of them. Some so small you could mistake them for natural rises, others large enough to block out the horizon. I followed the direction I had seen the thing go, past Mound 72. That one had a reputation. Archaeologists found 270 bodies buried there, young women, sacrifices. The unnerving part, the layout was ritualistic. The bones were arranged in deliberate patterns aligned with the sun. I didn't go up on Mountain 72. I knew better than to step on something that sacred. Thank you, Zoe. But that's when I heard it. Good night, Holly. A low rhythmic sound like chanting. I followed it. I know, dumb move. But it almost felt like I had to. As I neared the woods that lined the edge of the site, the chanting stopped. It just cut off mid-syllable. Then I stepped into a clearing surrounded by saplings, and in the center of the clearing, partially buried in the ground, was a ring of stones. Smooth, dark, and perfectly aligned in a circle. They looked like they had been placed there a long time ago. And in the middle of the circle was a hole, a deep one, just wide enough for a person to slide into. I crouched at the edge and I shined my inadequate flashlight down. Dirt, rocks, and faint impressions like claw marks on the inside of the shaft. And then behind me, I heard breathing. I didn't turn around right away. The sound of the breathing was so close I could almost feel it on the back of my neck. And every instinct in my body screamed to run, but something told me not to move. Not yet. Finally, I turned around, slowly, inadequate flashlight in hand. And there was nothing there. Nothing visible anyway. Then my inadequate flashlight flickered, once, twice, and then it went out. I panicked, slapping it, trying to get it to work. When it finally blinked back on, the beam landed on something that I'll never forget. It stood just beyond the circle, half in the woods, half in view, maybe 7 feet tall. It was gaunt, its skin was mottled gray, almost translucent. And its eyes were where they shouldn't have been. They were way too low and sunken near the jawline. I didn't move, I just watched as it watched me. Then I stepped back, and my heel hit the edge of the giant pit and I stumbled. I didn't fall in, but it was way too close. When I looked back up, the thing was gone. I heard no rustling, no sound, it was just gone. I jumped up and I ran. I didn't look back. I didn't care where I was going. I just ran through the darkness, tripping over roots and half-buried stones. At one point, I clipped a mound and rolled halfway down the side, scraping my arm. I finally found the gate, the same one I'd come through, and I swear it looked like it was closed now. But when I hit it, it swung right open, and I dove through it, and I didn't stop until I reached my car. Only once I was locked inside my car, shaking, with my engine roaring, did I dare look back. And I saw it, at the tree line just beyond the mounds. It was there, still watching me. I drove home that night. I drove through the night. And I don't know what I saw there. But I do know this. I have never gone back to Cahokia at night. And I never will. And that's the tale of my night at Cahokia. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you, Michaela. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel or any of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. Also, recordings of this live are available on my YT as soon as it ends. So if you come in the middle of something or you missed a joke or whatever, you can go back and listen. Hi, Alley Cat. Also, just some updates. I have decided to change the schedule for Witchy Wednesdays. And Witchy Wednesdays will now be starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in an attempt for me to be able to make it to the park and do some outdoor ones with you guys. So Witchy Wednesdays starting next week will be at 1 p.m. Hi, Heidi. How you doing? And you guys know what time it is. It's grilled cheese time. And if you guys could do me one more favor and hit that share arrow one more time and the repost yellow circle one more time before we start our favorite story of the night. Good night, Lily. Sweet dreams. And yes, Justin, because that's when I've been pretty much starting it anyway. I've just been like 2 hours late, so I'm like, I'm just going to move it. Love you too. Good night, Michaela. Thanks for coming in. Miss you. Hi, Spooky Bestie. Thanks for the populars. Welcome in. Oh, Sherry with the witchy kitties. Heidi, thank you for the cozy cryptids. Thank you for helping me with my goal. Thanks for the hearts, Spooky Bestie. Welcome in, everybody. And again, if you are new here, my name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock, sit back and relax. Check out the shooting stars and welcome to the porch. I will be right back with the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Happy Wednesday! Here you go, Scarlet. Scarlet loves it when I do that. Oh, that even brought Skrilla out of the woodwork tonight. Why is my brain like this? Spooky Bestie wrote this comment, and immediately I think of like slippery. Excuse me. Like Migos, like immediately. No, it's not it's the one that's, it's not the stir fry one, but that's a good one. It's actually called Slippery, and it's Migos with Gucci. And he says like, he says, slippery, excuse me. And then he says, I'm up, believe me, believe me. Do you guys remember that song? Slippery, excuse me. Is it Skrilla? I know. Not that kind of slippery. I know, Robin, but when she said the porch is slippery, that's where my mind goes. Why is my brain this way? I was like, slippery, the porch, believe me. Like, just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Yes, Matt, please add all of the Migos songs, especially the ones with Quavo, to the jukebox. Thank you. Because I'm flexing Raris. Yeah, exactly. Also, I would like Waka Flocka Flame in the jukebox, as well as Little Scrappy, Lil Wayne, Manny Fresh. Two Chains. Yes, Sherry, for sure. I'll add it to the poll tomorrow. Oh, and don't forget, how did I forget T.I. and Nelly? Like, hello. Hello. All right, you guys. Quick swig and I'll be right back. Thank you, Antonio. I appreciate it. Yes, Robin. Be right back. Oh, not the nay Skrilla. Yes, Alley Cat, I can put her on the poll, but nobody's been voting for Spearfinger. Nobody wants to hear her, I guess. She creeps people out. Oh my god, I love that one. Look at him in his little vest. Thank you so much, Nikki. I love Blitzy in the jungle. His little vest, I can't. He's so cute. He has a little watch. He's got a little flashlight. He makes friends with a chameleon. He's so cute. He's so cute. Yes, Takeoff is the one that was unalived, Robin, not Quavo. It's Takeoff. Hi, Chance. Thanks for the greeting heart. Glinda, don't they just get like that sometimes? Merlin does that sometimes too. That's okay, Robin. Me too. Matt said either that or I met Quavo's ghost. Now that would be a story. Oh, that's okay, Nikki. I miss you too. I'm glad you're here. Aw, Chance. Can't sleep tonight? Scarlett, that is such a vibe, and that's pretty much what I hear in my head all day, is Migos mixed with like, I'm just kidding. That's the music in my brain. It's like the Porch's chopped and screwed version. The Porch Lore remix. We just throw that ghost lady behind all the rap songs. I will say though, if there's going to be some rappers that would haunt people just for the hell of it, I'm pretty sure it would be Migos. It would be them. It would be them. So I wouldn't put it past you meeting their ghost because they're silly goosies. They're silly goosies. I think they would get a kick out of haunting people. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, Lil Wayne 100% wants to be he'll be a ghost for sure. I feel like Snoop would too. Right, Matt? I love Migos too, Tanya. I love them. I miss their music. Right, Scarlett? Did you guys ever see Kodak Black, not Kodak Black. Did you guys ever see the Yes. Oh, you heard it last night for the first time, Edmundo? Thank you for coming in. And yes, this is the last story of the night, but I am here every night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till 1 in the morning. So I'm glad you came back. Come hang out with us again tomorrow. But did you guys ever see Nikki? Oh my God, look at him as a little witch with a lantern. Stop. Why did he turn into a witch in the jungle? I love it so much. Why did he turn into a witch? Hi, Rich. He's so cute. Did you guys ever see, because I talked about how I love Rick Ross too. He's also got to be in the jukebox. I was telling you guys about the sleep paralysis demon being Rick Ross. Oh, you were born in Puerto Rico. I'm so glad you liked it, Edmundo. I'm so glad that I did your culture justice. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Right, Kim? Right? Okay, so if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll share it in my stories again. But it's this comedian who has rappers as his sleep paralysis demons. Yeah, me neither, Glinda. I don't do stories about that. But, and he has Rick Ross says, and he's like, "They knocking on the door, don't let the devil in." It's so funny. And he keeps talking about Wingstop in his nightmares. And then he has one that's Little Wayne as his sleep paralysis demon. And I'm not going to lie, it was scarier than Rick Ross. Little Wayne was like, and it was actually kind of scary. So, oh really, Sherry? That makes me so happy that you were like, hey, I know that place. Bruno Mars is your dream ghost. Oh, Nikki, we have the same last story every time. It's this one. It's the diner story. Yeah, Matt, it sure would be. But yeah, I'll share it. It was so funny. Rick Ross as his sleep paralysis demon was so funny. And then what did he say about, he said something about, God, it was so funny. I have to share it again. Jolly bunch of assholes. Hi, I write the stories. My name's Devin. Welcome in. I just said I write the stories. Do you want me to say it again? I write the stories. Oh, Nikki, that's okay. I'm glad you're here. I know, it's a lot of stories. Over 100, but I premiere a new one every single week. So they add up pretty quickly. Bearded Jen. Thank you, Edgar. I appreciate that. Oh, Mary, I'm so glad. That makes my heart so happy. Archaeology is literally fascinating. I'm obsessed with it. Thanks, Tanya. You're the best. Thanks, Ada. All right, guys, quick swig. Yes, lovely. Well, I haven't been doing the live readings for more than a year, but I have been doing the stories for more than a year. And yes, Edmundo. But I haven't put him in a book yet, but I will eventually. Hi, Matt. A quick swig is where I just take a drink of my tea before I start the next story. Thank you, Zach. And all of these stories are available on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me, and all the links are in my bio too. Ryan, one of my real life friends, is over on YT right now. His name's Ryan. And he just said, I've replaced the voice in my Alexa with Devin's voice. Ryan, no, you haven't. Bearded Gen X, thank you. I'm so glad. Welcome in. Welcome to the porch. Sit back and relax. And yes, the live recordings are available on my YT afterwards as well. And also, you guys, Matt over here on TT, we grew up in the same town. I'll be right back. Ryan, that's a very good question, and I don't really know, but just go to porchlore.store, and that's the same thing. I'm actually, people have asked me that before, and I think you have to like put it on your TV and then use your phone to scan the QR code. I'm not actually sure. It's an option on this Restream thing. They gave you an option to put it up. So I'm like, no, it's not even an old thing. None of us could figure it out either. Because we're like, if we're watching on our phone, how do we scan a QR code on our phone? So some people were saying they put it on their TV and scanned it that way. I don't really know. Oh, you know how to do it, Lovely? How do you do it? Can you go over to YT and tell my friend Ryan how to do it? Plus, we should know how to do it anyway. But the QR code, like, how do they do it? Ryan, don't go anywhere. My friend Lovely's coming over from TikTok to tell you what to do. Because I want to know too. Put it on a PC, I know, but like most people aren't watching it on a PC. Oh, Siren, that's smart, duh. Take a screenshot of it and then open the QR code on Google Lens, duh. I don't know why I didn't think of that. And thank you, Justin, for writing out the name. Well, iPhones do it through the camera. Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, thanks, Lovely. Yep, that's what she just came over here and said. You take a screenshot and then you hit the... Oh. Well, look at that. Thanks, guys. I was like, I don't know. Put it on your TV. I don't know, you guys. I need a manager or a tech person or something. I'm doing this all myself and I'm trying to learn it as I go. And I don't even half the shit. I'm just throwing it up there. And I'm like, well, they said I should do this. So there it goes. And I don't even know how to do it myself. So thank you for those of you helping me because I am a one-woman show and your girl's tired sometimes. Thanks, Siren. I appreciate it. Thanks, C. You guys are the best. Thank you. Yay, Lovely. Perfect. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks, Sherry. You guys are the best. Me too, Matt. That's literally how I feel sometimes. I'm like, you know what? I just want to curl up in a ball. I know, Matt. I really do need one. You're cooking over 1,000 meals this weekend, Matt? Whoa. Nikki, look at him. He's like a little astronaut in the jungle. I love how they just put him in random shit in the jungle. It's so cute. It has nothing to do with the jungle at all, but they're just like, nah, let's throw him in there. He's a witch. Now he's an astronaut. Oh my God, look at him with his map. See, that one makes sense. Oh my God, he's talking. I want to hear his voice. I have the best merch line of anybody. Thanks, Sherry. That means a lot because I put a lot of love and effort into it. Yes, Lovely, the biggest complainer is Ryan. Ryan, you're a weirdo. See, my mods are trying to make sure I know you so they don't block you. Lovely, I love you. Don't listen to biggest complainer. He's a fool. I've been friends with him since I was like, God, I don't even know, forever. He's the kind of friend where when you get a job as a reporter and you have to stop Mary Jane and you move across the country, you give him your roar, if you guys know what I mean. I did. I gave him my roar. Yeah, you could tell Lovely. Yeah, it's Ryan. He's just messing with me. Yep, I did. I was like, I'm leaving it behind. Oh, Nikki, look at the banner at the top, the yellow banner, and the link is in my bio. It's underneath. It is on YT. You could find it on YT, but it's also just up on the yellow banner, and you can the link's in my bio. It's just Porch Lore and then dot and then store. And thank you, Justin. Yeah, right, lovely. I know. You were like, wait, that better be your friend. He said, I'll buy 20. And he's not responding to the roar comment right now because he's busy looking at all my awesome merch. I know it. He's like, whoa. Oh, Rochelle, I can't wait. And if you guys did get merch, first of all, thank you so much. Second of all, oh, Ryan. He said, sorry for perving. You're so cute. Don't be sorry. You made us all laugh. I love you, Ryan. You just made us all laugh. Don't be sorry. I love you. But yes, if you guys bought, you're so sweet, Ryan. You didn't have to do that. If you guys did buy the merch, thank you so much. And when you get it, feel free to share pictures of it. You don't even have to be in it if you don't feel comfortable with that, but share yourself in it if you want, or using it in the merch channel on our Discord page. And I love them. They make my heart so happy to see you guys wearing that stuff. And I just really appreciate it. So thank you guys. And I hope you guys like this stuff. I keep making the things you guys are requesting. Wait, you want grilled cheese socks, Jules? I didn't know that. Let me write that down right now. Yeah, and making us laugh. Ryan, did you see that? Lovely said thanks for the support and making us laugh. See, you made us laugh. Lovely is one of my moderators, and so is Justin. Chevy, you said, or Chev, you said you're probably the other one that did it? Did what? What, lovely? Oh, you mean the merch. Right, Matt? Yeah. Thanks, Justin. The grilled cheese shorts are killing me, right? Aren't they so funny? I think, wait, are they? Yeah, there's grilled cheese shorts. And then I think did I make grilled cheese swim trunks? I made inadequate flashlight. Oh, scan. I get it now. Thanks, lovely. That took me a minute to process. Yeah, so this is the grilled cheese story right now. So you guys will understand, if you didn't before, why we have grilled cheese merch that was so heavily requested by you guys. Rochelle said, my new neighbor got to see me in a halter top and my grilled cheese shorts. Rochelle, that's amazing. You need to post a picture of you in the grilled cheese shorts, girl. I mean it. Yeah, it's so cute. There's also grilled cheese pajamas and a grilled cheese sleep shirt. And I will be making grilled cheese socks now. I wish they had cloaks and robes, James. That would be cool. Nikki, I added car decals. I added car vinyls. So they're up there now. And I labeled them vinyl sticker instead of just the regular sticker, so you guys can see that they're for cars and glass and computers. Membership cards would be fun. Kim was actually suggesting that the other day on mugs. Contractors. What are you doing, Ryan? What are you doing with contractors? Good night. Text me. Sweet dreams. All right, you guys. Quick swig and I'll be back with the diner. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Lovely, that's because it's going through a third party and TT is not. It's going through Restream. If I were to stream directly from YT, I don't think it would be the same way. You see, that would be really cute. I should just get a Cameo page because that's what Cameo does. That's a really cute idea. I should do that. I'll set up a Cameo page. I would love to do that for people. That would be really fun. I would love to do that. Send people spooky voice notes. I'll set that up this week. That's a cute idea. Yeah, exactly, lovely. That's why it's weird. Oh, I'll totally call your ex and say he's haunted for life. I'll even throw in a wah or something really creepy. It'd be my pleasure. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. Thank you, Nikki. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through, 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering like it hadn't worked in years. But the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon, a tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. Oh, thanks, lovely. You're cute. Hi, Code Red. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. The air inside was warm, almost too warm. And it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. Thank you, Code Red. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools. Even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. And the people, they all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. Not in a rude way, just quiet, like they weren't expecting me. Like I had walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." I sat down at a corner booth. The vinyl creaked, and I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. I looked around and everyone looked normal, sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eye, like they were there but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eye even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee. Strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple. Safe. Oh my God, was he riding a toucan? Nikki, look at his map. Thank you. I was not expecting him to be riding a toucan. God, it's so cute. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window and the storm was still going. But now, the wind had picked up, and I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. The food came fast. Too fast. Like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries, with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. Thank you, Nikki. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks, but this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over, collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff. Just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish the fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered. Just once. And then again. Good night, Whitney. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman stirring with her tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped. I took a step back. The jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm, a voice. Not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest, and I turned the knob. Locked, of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. Thank you, Nikki. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just the wind and rain and that flickering red sign. Oh, thank you, Nikki, so much. SYCAMRE. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there at all. Except for my plate. Still warm and still half-eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. Same smile, but her eyes were empty. Black and endless, like someone had painted over them. You shouldn't be here, honey, she said in that same cheerful voice. Not yet. I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step toward me. The others, they were waiting, but you just wandered in. She raised a hand, and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer. Like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled. The red boots started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. One second I was inside, and the next I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. Thank you, Nikki. My car was still there, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. Good night, Glinda. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No music, no Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rear view, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone, not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site, and I found it. It burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight, and everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article? The same checkerboard floor, same red booths, same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, the same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. And with that, I will wish you all a good night. I love you guys so much. I love spending our evenings together. Sweet dreams, Joanne. And thank you guys for being here with me. And I will see you guys again tomorrow, same time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I'm not mad, Bearded Jen. No, I don't have books yet, but I plan on it. Thank you so much, Bearded Jen. That's so sweet of you. I'm so glad you found us. Welcome to the porch. We'll see you again tomorrow. We'll love for you to come back. Kick it with us again. And if you guys aren't able to fall asleep on the live, don't worry. I do write and record all these stories myself, so they are all available on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. If you just look for Porch Lore, you will find me, and all the links are in my bio. But I have a bedtime stories playlist on my YT channel that has all these stories that you can just fall asleep to. I hope you guys all have some wonderful sleep. I love you guys all very much, and don't forget, Stay spooky. And also, Nikki, thank you for your generosity tonight. It means a lot. Sweet dreams, everybody. Stay spooky.